Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about intentionality because it's really easy for our thoughts and the way we live our lives to be swayed when we're simply living passively as Christians rather than actively looking for ways to essentially to feed our fires and to grow our love for other humans and for God. And so I put together a little package of tips, I guess you'd say. Who knows, you may already know them, but oh well, it's okay. The first one was gratefulness. So basically, like, I started doing this when I was in college. Whenever I would wake up the first thing in the morning, I would not want to go to class. So I kind of just started, the first thing I would do is I would just pray while I was in bed and think of things that I'm grateful for, just to kind of get my day going, I guess you say. And some of those was like family, a roof over my head, food, cats, just kind of things to get the day rolling. So that's the first tip, and then the second one is to read scripture first thing in the morning. For me, this one's really hard when I'm off, because it's easy for me to be like, oh, I can do it like later on today. But like, for one, that's wrong because that's putting other things before the Lord. And I'm not saying that's the case for everybody, but for me, when I put other things ahead of God, like, I mean, that's what I feel like I'm doing, is whenever I don't put scripture first thing, I feel like I am putting other things ahead of him, and that's not right. Because in the Ten Commandments it says you should not have any other gods before me, and so that means that God needs to be the first thing in our lives. Another thing to go along with the scripture reading first thing, is it's also difficult to be like, oh, well, like, I don't know what to read, and so you kind of like pick up the Bible and you're kind of just like, I don't know, like, so you're even, me at least, even passively like reading the Bible, like passively, like, we can't do that either. So for me, like, it's good to, and I learned this from one of my best friends. It's good to like keep a plan of what to read and what to study. So in one of my last videos, I mentioned that I was going through the Bible for the first time then, by reading 5 chapters a day by an example that my little sister set for me. And so I just decided to do that again because I didn't have a plan. So the third tip or hack or whatever you want to call it is, what are you surrounding yourself with, and who are you surrounding yourself with? I know for me, a long time ago, well, not really that long ago, a few months ago, I still had social media, and that was a thing that I would go to whenever I was bored or feeling down or something. I would just go to social media, and eventually it just got to where I'm just like, what am I even doing? I didn't even like social media, so I just kind of like deleted it and got off of it. And now for me, it tends to be YouTube, whether I'm bored or feeling sad or something. I don't know, but like, that's not cool either, like, So and essentially, like, social media and YouTube, like, and whatever else, like, fill in the blank with whatever, like, they're good things, but they're not, they don't need to be our go-to whenever we're bored or whenever we're feeling down, or it doesn't need to be like a go-to, because anyway. And the other, who are we surrounding ourselves with, is like, what kind of friends do you hang around? Like, are they like good Christian? Like, does the iron sharpen the iron in this situation? Like, are they pulling you away from God? Are they like, are you drinking, or are you having a Bible study? Kind of sort of thing. And my mom would always ask, is like, like, who's the top 5 people, like, who are your top 5? And another tip is to read books that are informational. Let's see, I'll just read what I have. Informational substances that feed the fire rather than put it out. So basically, instead of going to YouTube, I try to read a book. The one that I'm reading right now is called Jesus Unmasked, and it's basically, from what it looks like, from what I've read so far, is it's going through like different facets of who Jesus is, which is really cool because I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm reading about, rather than if I was just scrolling YouTube, like there's no telling like what kind of videos are going to be there, you know. So the last, I don't even know what to call these. They're not really tips or hacks. But anyway, the last point is I called it like act it out. Like, how are we treating other people? Like, for instance, 10 minutes ago, I was griping at my sister because it seemed like she was being passive aggressive. Like chill out, Grace. Let it roll off, you know? Like I don't need to be griping at my roommates for nothing. And then, like, for me also, like, another thing is when I go in on work days, like, I mean, some days are worse than others and some days are better than others, but on the days when I'm not feeling it, like, so what? Like, it's okay. Like, I don't need to be, even if I'm in a bad mood, I don't need to let that, like, let other people see that. And that's not being fake, it's being joyful despite circumstances. So, anyway, that's all I had for this video. Sorry there was not an intro or anything. But if you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe.